Welcome to the Jira Life, the place to find news, events, and interviews with the Atlassian Community's movers and shakers. Join our hosts, Alex, Dr. Jira Ortiz, and Rodney, the Jira guy Nissen, as well as the Jira Amigos in the Peanut Gallery, as we sit down and discuss the latest going on in the Atlassian ecosystem. Because we didn't choose the Jira Life chose us.
Hello out there.
Hello.
And Alex, for you, I did not do the double hellos.
Yay. See how weird it sounds?
Sounds all right to me.
I like it. I'm actually on here too, just in case Alex has to board that plane, but he says he's delayed by an hour or so we'll see.
Yep. And of course, we have our special guest on this week, Jimmy from Jimmy Talks Jira.
Hello. Nice to see everyone.
I seriously thought you were going to do the whole thing in your avatar.
I thought about it, but it felt a little awkward if I'm the only one doing it. So
I was going to say, man, this is a much different experience this time around.
I mean, I think everyone should see the avatar talking at least once, though, because that is spectacular.
I can switch back over. Okay, there we go. Hello, everyone. I'm Jimmy from Jimmy Talks Jira.
And it seems to be a very serendipitous week because not only did me and you, Jimmy, have a talk earlier this week, but I believe there's something special about today. Is there not?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
There is something special for Jimmy. It spread like wildfire in the early parts of the morning on the Atlassian Community Leader Slack, where we have to say, happy birthday, Jimmy.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
I appreciate
It's
that.
your birthday?
It is.
It is his birthday. I think we should sing. And just in case,
Oh, boy.
I actually looked up to see
Wait, hold
if
on.
we could sing.
We
Happy
did a
birthday
24-hour
is in the public domain.
But
So
we did a 24-hour live stream for my birthday, and I don't even think you sang once.
Yeah. You were busy buying a house. Actually, yeah, we did sing for you, but you were gone because you were buying a house.
you'll never know, if we sang or not, because that part's been completely erased. So
Yeah.
oh, and the birthday messages are streaming around.
Thank you,
So
everyone. I
I'm
really
I'm
appreciate
just
that.
gonna lead it like I famously did on the community leader presentations. And a one. And these guys are not going to join me, but
I'm not about to sing in the middle of an airport, so
not
I'll
in the
sing.
middle of the airport, right? Okay.
You guys wish I
set,
didn't, but
and happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
cha.
Happy birthday, dear Jimmy. Happy birthday to you. Woo!
Thank you very much,
That's
guys.
our show, guys. Catch y'all next week.
Oh, man.
Okay, that's the best reaction. It's from Matt. He's saying it's creepy. So
it is. To be fair, the birthday song we sing sounds very much like a funeral dirge, and that's the problem I've always had with it. Yeah. So I said Jimmy's on this week, and one of the things Jimmy's been really active in, and something I'd love to hear more about, is the live learning, and specifically around certifications.
Yeah. I mean, if you're not familiar with live learning, Alex is there as well, teaching everyone everything Jira. So where do I start with? How did that begin? Atlassian reached out to a group of us about sort of putting together a monthly lessons to sort of the community on various topics. I was asked if I'd be willing to speak about one of the newest certifications, and I said, hey, I got a better idea. Why don't we turn it into episodes and we'll cover multiple certifications, one every month. So I had already done a few sort of how to prepare for various certifications on my own channel. And the live learning is basically just taking that and allowing people to ask questions as well. So I come from a live streaming background with a lot of the gaming stuff I'll do for Extra Life. So naturally, it just worked for me to sort of put myself out there as, if you want to ask questions live, I'm more than happy to answer them. So yeah, it's been a great experience.
I mean, I know from my own experience that certifications are one of those things that if you show any expertise in it, people are going to be constantly asking you questions because it's tough. And rightfully so. Atlassian wants to be sure before they loan you their name, saying this guy knows what he's talking about, that you do in fact know what you're talking about.
Yep. Now at the same time, they are doing I'll say they're doing a better job of trying to make it so that the questions are less about trying to decipher what's being asked and more about testing your actual knowledge of things.
Yeah,
I would have to agree there because I'm your a little bit of transparency here. Jimmy and I are both certification SMEs, subject matter experts, and we've reviewed questions before, and we're both on different exams right now. Actually, are we on the same exam or are we on different exams? You're doing more than one.
Technically, I'm doing more than one, but yes.
Okay, you're doing more than one. That's where I saw you in one of the meetings. So I'm easing myself into it, just one exam at a time. So yeah, they are really, really kind of getting us to the point where SMEs are starting to write the questions, and they're telling us what makes a good question. So,
yeah. And yeah, I'm trying to tread the line of what you can say and what you can't say based on things. Ree, thank you. I appreciate that. Yes. It's one of those things where I wrote an article in the community about the certification SMEs and, a bit of background on what's being done. And, I can talk about all those because they were vetted. It's one of those things where it starts from coming up with what the person that they are targeting is going to look like, and then building a blueprint of all the things that should be tested for that target audience. And then from there, you have people reviewing that to make sure that it's right. And then you have people building questions based on the various objectives that are going to be there. Those are being reviewed by multiple different people. And then after they've been reviewed, they get reviewed again. And then they go through a process of making sure that you test how difficult the questions are through multiple sessions again. So by the time a question is being answered on a live exam, it's been reviewed by at least half a dozen, probably closer to a dozen people. So it's not as though it's a one and done, someone wrote it, put it out there, and then that's the end of it. It's been put through the ringer to make sure that they are good questions. So yes, I've enjoyed being involved in that process so that I get to learn a little bit more about it.
But that's like the gift and the curse, right? Because you're in an interesting position where you have so much insight, but yet you're under so many cannot disclose that insight.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where I've gotten pretty good. I like to think I've gotten pretty good. Ree can, fact check me on that about not sharing more than I need to, or at least waiting until they have said something before I say anything. So, yeah. I think with all of our positions, it's one of those things where you're going to encounter information that you are privy to, which, yeah, it's a blessing and a curse of, I have information and I have to just be careful about when I share that information before, Atlassian's prepared for it to go out.
I mean, even afterwards, as certified professionals, we do have some insight into the exams, and we still under agreements to say we cannot share the contents of the exams we've taken in very explicit ways. And I've had people approach me saying, "Hey, I know you're certifying this. Can you give me an answer key?" And I had to go, no. And I remember the first time this happened, I actually had to go. Rachel
Double check.
Wright introduced me to Joanna, and I had to go, what do I do here? Because I have no idea what I'm supposed to do, but I know this is not right.
Yeah.
FBI shows up at their house. You ask, how dare you ask for answer keys? See, this is why I'm strategic about this. I do all the YouTube videos before the test, because then I have plausible deniability. I've never taken the test.
I mean,
fair.
that's what
Yep.
you're supposed to do.
I look at it like insider information. You know, anything that is publicly available, I can talk about. Anything beyond that, like, you know, question dumps, things like that, I absolutely not. Right. So can I talk about the blueprint or the guides or the objectives? Absolutely, because those come with the exam and you're expected to use that to help you study. And so
I think Sarah has the best approach of all.
What Atlassian should be doing, though, very exclusively for the Jira Life, we should get just, you know, little nuggets of information that are exclusive.
I mean, Alex, if we want that, we are welcomed into the SME program.
Yeah, Alex,
I'm thinking
join
doing
the
enough
SME
right
program.
now, but
You guys say, Jack, join the SME program like it's just like flip a light switch and there's like a whole
no, I
process there.
don't. I've been asked to be a part of it, and I'm like, look, I'd love to, but I do too much as it is. I don't have time. So I'm not saying it like that. I'm saying the opposite.
I have to be in Reed's good gracious before that happens.
I mean, I think that is the secret to the live learning sessions I do is quite literally, I go to the exam page. We look at the exam topics. I talk about the weights of those. And, you know, then we'll dive a little bit more into the resources that are available to help you with those exam topic lists and the weights. And that's kind of what I'm covering, is just sort of guiding you through the things that are public resources that are available. So that's how I avoid any spoilers. If I can't find it live online, I can't talk about it.
You don't get that information though.
Yeah, and I seem to remember somebody else, you know, actually one of the hosts on the show that did that for about 11 hours in a
another one is coming. I'm planning the next 10 to 12 hours
for the
session.
ACP 520.
ACP 120. I've locked it in. It's starting probably after our 10-hour live stream.
Cool.
So who are you going to help you this time?
You're looking at him.
No,
your 521 was fantastic. I pointed many people at that because it's a very complete. It's just, if you want to go end to end, go watch it. It's long, but go watch it.
Yeah,
I did cut it up into.
Yep.
It was cut up into pieces, and then I made one giant long one.
But I mean, we've had how many people come up to you at Team 24 saying, because of you, I was able to pass the exam. That speaks a lot to that kind of online content for studying for the exam. And it's all without violating any sort of NDA because it was before you took the exam.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm like. I figured out a hack here where I can talk freely because I know nothing.
Oh, and Matt's correct. I mean, all the questions are based on the docs, so read all the docs.
Read the docs.
That means that does raise a question though, because I have the ACP 100, but not the 120.
So you know,
although they're different, we know there will be some overlap because it is still Jira at the end of the day. So I'm going to be very careful when I'm helping Alex study.
I'm going to double check my flight to make sure I am not. I don't want to. The last thing I want is stay in Florida.
He says it like the Southeast is terrible.
So Sarah
Oh.
brings up an interesting question. You know,
Yeah.
when you have the certifications, you know, they also recently changed, and we've had Ree on before to tell us, but it always bears you know, some repetition about how you renew your certs that you've earned. And Sarah is asking whether or not this does count. And
So Ree's already answered it, and it does. And I'll just talk about the why. So because this is actually a community events chapter, and community events, I think you're allowed. Ree's going to fact check me on this. Somewhere between 4, I want to say, in a renewal cycle, 4 to 5.
yeah,
That you can use towards that. So you just need to sort of. Thank you, Sarah. It is 4. So it's one of those things where, yes, because this is a community event chapter, you can use any chapter's events, the live learning ones included, to sort of use towards the progress of renewing your certifications.
I even think you get credit for hosting or speaking at an event, but
Yes.
you only get like 2 of those, I think, which means
I think
I'm
it's
already maxed out.
I think it's 1, but I think it's also like 50 points. So any ACAs, you like auto renew by just speaking at an event. So, oh, there it is. People are throwing them in the chat. So there you go. All the answers are right there.
I mean, I love having
And
a great
when our
chat
live
like
learning-
this because
Okay.
The live learnings count as well, right? The ones that you and I do on the side.
Yeah, but you still only get 1 for presenting per renewal period. So
yeah.
Which I didn't like.
why?
Mainly like if you go to like ACE events, I thought was like that's a pretty big effort to do an ACE. To like go and talk at an ACE and present the presentation, and
I mean, technically, you're talking at Ace right now, Alex. So
I mean like
you talk at an ACE event every week, Alex. And
I
this
think the
isn't counting
problem-
the one you're doing in Nairobi.
I know I'm doing that. My whole family is like, how the heck are you gonna get over there? I was like, guys, there's
Yeah,
something called the internet.
that's what I asked. How are you going to get over there without your passport?
The same way I'm gonna get from Florida back home. Quick question: if I have a 10-minute window between one plane and the other, I should make it, right?
Oh God.
Atlanta,
If
Yeah.
if it's
Atlanta, no.
if it's at
No.
the next gate over, yes. Beyond
33
the
to
next gate,
19. 33 to 19. I can book it.
You're gonna
You
run.
know what?
like-
I am in the back of the plane. Shoot, I'm not making it.
33
Rodney,
to
can I
19.
stay?
You might.
If I
but
call you
better
at,
be
at
running.
10 p.m., if I call you at 10 p.m., I'm gonna need a bunk.
Ugh,
I like I like Ray's answer.
raw.
Not a shot.
I mean, if
Oh,
you
man.
call me at 10 p.m., you know I will be there. But you know I'm going to give you shit the entire night.
It's not my fault. The clouds in the sky. I don't know what those things are. They don't exist where I come from.
Yeah, it takes longer than 10 minutes just to get off the plane.
So Alex,
But
to
they
answer your
can't leave
question,
without me, right? Like they know I'm delayed.
to answer your question, I think the intention around it was to try and make sure that the stuff you do to renew is varied, so that you're not just, oh, I present at 500 events and that's all I have to do to renew. They want you to, be an attendee at a bunch of events. They want you to go and do some of the courses in the university. So yeah,
And they
I
know
would've
there are
liked if
people
they
like us
would've
who do events all day long.
I would have liked if they they added like write a book because that would have been nice.
But also, they also want to make sure that there's balance, because we're also not talking about the other way of getting renewals for certifications, and that is by attending and completing courses on Atlassian University. They want us to go through those and get some learning and get some knowledge in.
and they're free now, so there's like no reason not to.
I
Yes.
mean, beforehand, when you had to go take a skills badge, I mean, That used to be once upon a time $75. They dropped to $25, and all the ACPs were celebrating. Now it's free. And that is an amazing service to everyone who is certified.
The ACP 120, since I'm gonna be studying for it, the course is free. Is that part of because they transitioned, or was it always free?
That one, they've always had a certification prep course included with the exam.
Right, but when you buy the exam, you get the prep course. But I feel like I can access. I didn't venture too far, but I feel like I can access that prep course, and I haven't paid for the exam yet.
I mean, if they made all the online training free, I can see how that might have been what they did, right? Everything's free.
I wonder if Ree's still listening. Maybe she can confirm that, because that's what I saw. But I didn't spend too much time.
It's
But I'm
possible.
pretty sure that's what I saw. As we all wait for Ree to you say okay. So yes, okay. Roger.
Here's your answer, Alex.
There it is. Oh, the beauty of a live podcast. We should have just brought Ree over and just had her jump on it. Yeah, see, that's what
No,
I
it's
thought.
even
So-
free if you don't take the exam.
Yep, there you go.
Right, so that's kind of the experience that I went through, because I second guessed myself, because I'm like, when I did the 520, I'm pretty sure I had to pay for it first, and then it unlocked the course for me.
Yeah,
So-
but that's
so
also
then-
when there was paid courses, so I think that's
So then,
probably the
even
difference.
more of a reason, like literally, the only risk you have at this point is just $250.
Yes.
I mean, and even then, Alex, technically you're a champion now, so give it some time. That won't even be a thing.
Right, but that's us. But I'm talking about the general population, right? Like, you have no other than test anxiety, and again, copying up $250, which most companies pay for. There really is no reason to not get the certification.
Or
Yeah,
you tune into
and-
places that might, by chance be giving away certification vouchers. That always happens too.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe at the end of the show.
Maybe at
That
the
might
end of the
explain why we have
show,
like 15 people.
I know of one outlet tomorrow morning, as a matter of fact, that would be giving away free vouchers as well, but only to a certain select group, like 3 of them.
And I think I'll be tuning into that, but I
Is
won't
it
be
Bobbers or me?
participating because I don't think that would be very fair.
I won't. I will be heavily participating, but I'm expecting not to get a prize. I've invested too much as it is on it.
Oh, that's fair.
So, for those who don't know what we're talking about, there's this deal going on in the community, this ACE event called Are You Smarter Than a Jira Admin? And tomorrow morning is when it happens. Check it out at ace.atlassian.com. And tomorrow's will be co-hosted by the 2 Robs, being Robert Wynn, King Bob, and Robert Heen of Heen Tech.
That's
And
gonna be
fun
fantastic.
fact, one Bob does our intro for the show, the other Bob does the outro, and I'm not going to tell you which is which.
It's the battle of the baritones. I'm getting my honey lemon tea all prepped up and ready, just to make sure my voice is up to snuff, because Rob Heen plays a mean radio voice game.
You both do. I mean, I'm sorry, but you both do.
I think it's the microphone, but seriously, you've got to.
I mean, they did get the better microphone from Atlassian. You did too, Alex.
I'm not using the microphone I got from Atlassian. I'm using a Harman Kardon that I've had for years, ages ago, when I was creating e-learning, and I'd be doing the voiceover for that.
I seriously need to up my microphone game. Just between everyone here, I have my Delhi driver, but it's nowhere near everyone else's.
The ultimate test is Sarah. Sarah is the ultimate test because she, I think like a week or two ago, Alex, right? She had that complaint about, and Alex's office.
Oh, we lost him.
We lost
Yeah.
him.
He's probably checking on his flight.
Yeah, I agree with Sean.
Sarah,
The Atlassian mic is pretty good. I'm using it myself, so.
Yeah, but Sarah was listening to our podcast during a road trip a few weeks back, and she's like, I loved your show. I loved being able to listen to it on the road, but you guys got to do something about your mics.
And that was and Alex was like, challenge accepted. And then ultimately it came out to Sarah had to come back and say, yeah, it's my car speakers. They're crappy.
Yep. But still, I don't see a problem with that though, because I know Alex, Bob, me, all three of us very much want to have this show be the best possible. So if there is an issue like that, we want to definitely hear about it so we could work on fixing it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yep. So little detour now. King Bob had an errand we knew about ahead of time he was going to have to run, so it's just going to be me and Jimmy for a little bit. So Jimmy,
Surprise.
did I see you online the other night?
That happened already?
I mean, he's going to be back, Alex.
Oh, well, if I'm coming in, okay, I'll stick around. But
I mean, if you can, we don't want you to miss your plane.
my plane is. I'm more worried about what's going to happen to me in Atlanta.
I'm just going to leave you there overnight.
I will leave Florida. Like that's happening, but it's the getting from Atlanta back home that I'm worried about.
It's an adventure.
I'm gonna start
Just
walking.
have fun with it. I mean, you know that if push comes to shove, I would get you, let you have a place to stay overnight. I would even feed you because we're Southerners and that's what we do.
Yeah, gumbo.
I mean, I could. I'm not making it, but I could. Have to stop by the grocery store real quick.
What's open at? I'll be there by 8:30. Yeah, plenty of time. Grocery stores are still open. We'll have it tomorrow.
But no, as I was saying to Jimmy, I believe I saw you go live on Twitch the other night. Didn't I?
I was live on Twitch the other night. Yeah, it's one of those things where I've been gone for a while. So do you need something? No, I don't. Oh, maybe I do. Sorry, I got interrupted. Yeah, it is there. There you go.
He does, but he doesn't. He doesn't have the deniability.
All right, so yes, I was live on Twitch. I've been gone for a while, but it was one of those things where moving was hard, so couldn't do a lot of live streaming for charity. But yes, I started back at it again.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about what you do and what Extra Life's mission is?
Yeah, Extra Life is a charitable organization that works with the Children's Miracle Network of Hospitals. So that is all of them across Canada and the US. And they kind of match people with their local hospital if they're not already familiar with it. So this year I'm supporting the Children's Health Foundations, which is out of London, Ontario, Canada. I'm just west of London. So that is my hometown hospital. And the Health Foundations actually supports...
Sorry, not to... I know you've explained something very important, but...
Yeah.
Not the London, but another London. Because
I said London, Ontario, Canada.
I know,
you got to
just
listen
in
to the
case,
whole
fake
thing.
London.
Okay, and just reiterating it for the people in the back.
Yep.
In case they missed it. Very critical.
Ontario.
Critical piece of information.
Yes. So the Children's Health Foundation actually supports the Children's Hospital as well as the Fowler Sports Clinic, which my sister's very familiar with. She had 2 ACL reconstructions there. So the Better London. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. So yeah, what I end up doing most of the time is I don't do a lot of fundraising on stream. I do a lot of it offline because more of the people that I interact with are not actually people who play games. So, I end up having fun things like, the stuff I did down at Team 24 in Vegas, where I was handing out temporary tattoos, and either his Canadian accent is great or his English accent's terrible. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yes, Canadian accent. I was, doing some challenge rewards down at the Team 24 event and, raising some money that way. So, yeah.
Yeah, I remember it was a whole deal. And I think your donations actually ended up getting matched. And it was like, please help me get rid of these temporary tattoos so we could get these donations. And it was a whole effort at Team 24 around that.
Yeah, it was one of those things where I think I was donating $1 for every one of those, up to a maximum of $100 for both the magnets and the tattoos. And then if we got rid of all of them, then I just rounded up to 250 total. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I donate just as much as I end up, asking for.
So that raises the question, do you have any plans on the 31st this year or this month?
I don't know. Why do you ask?
Because I heard someone may be doing a 10-hour live stream broadcast, and we may have some time slots available left.
I will talk with you guys offline. I can probably squeeze myself into maybe a time slot here or there. But yes. As much as it's my birthday today, my son's birthday is next Sunday, so we may be doing a few preparations, but I'm sure I can step away for a little bit.
I mean, family's always a priority.
Minutes.
Don't get me wrong.
20 minutes of your time.
Absolutely. I'm sure I can find that.
I love how me and Alex automatically have the exact opposite reaction.
You can tell I'm very business oriented.
And I'm like, nah, take care of your family, man.
Yeah, no.
You're going to have to take care of me tonight, because that's what's going to happen here, Rodney.
This is Alex's worried face, by the way.
I just though, this is my not as worried as I was during the thunderstorm phase, because I am like deathly afraid of thunder.
So, is it still going to be a thunderstorm while you're flying? Like, is that like the worst possible scenario? Is you're in the plane and there's a thunderstorm around you?
Give me a moment, and I'll bring up the radar.
Yeah, I love how this. First of all, I love how my misery is always reported on the internet.
When you're on the internet so often, it's bound to happen. I'm just going to say that much.
Dude, I got sick. It's so interesting because I got sick at the end of June, and you can see my progression from like good to bad to oh crap to like I'm dead to like I'm coming back alive.
Do we have the Doppler radar up here now? Right? Is that what's going on?
We are looking at the radar right now.
Perfect.
And Alex, you're in Jacksonville, right?
No, I'm in West Palm Beach, so by Fort Lauderdale.
Bob's wondering what he's just walked into.
South, not west.
So once you get into Georgia, you should be good. But you're going to have a fun ride till that point.
I just don't understand how people live in these places with the weathers.
Again, we had this conversation at the top of the show. It's because we're used to it, so we don't care about it. But the weather we're not used to, like earthquakes, freak us out.
It hits you for a millisecond.
So, Alex, the counter I will also make is I know people that I live near who would say, I don't know how you can stand the heat.
I mean, to be fair, up there, that's a fair argument.
But our heat is not like Bob's heat. Like, that is miserable. Like, my heat, you endure for like 3 hours, and then at night, we're back to cold weather. It's just,
what do you call cold?
Again, I don't know. We've had this conversation before.
Rodney, pull up the converter.
No, I don't need the
67.
converter. Just what is it in Fahrenheit?
67.
Okay, that's not
My
terrible.
days will peak. Yeah, my days will peak at 9,500, but I'm back down to 67, 69 in the night.
Yeah, that's not horrible. Okay. I still don't like your daytime highs, but that's not horrible.
I mean, him calling that low is.
I'm gonna let him have it. How about that?
We'll let him
I didn't
have
hear
it,
it.
but
I didn't hear it.
You know, it's kind of funny. I'm hearing like the two Alexes. The first is, you know, I don't understand why I would live anywhere else. And the second one is I got to get out of California. So it's just like, which is it,
It's just
Alex?
because of our communist governor that we have. If it wasn't for that idiot, I'd be very happy in California. How
All right,
cold
I
is
did a quick
Edmonton in
conversion
February?
just for Alex's benefit. Where I am, it's getting colder now. This is still middle of summer, and it's getting colder at night. And colder at night for us is 50. So
that sounds about right.
yeah.
That, by the way, is my absolute low in the winter.
Oh, you are toast then.
Oh, he don't know cold. California definition of cold is always hilarious.
I mean, 55 and sweaters are out, blankets are covering. Like, it's game over for us.
I mean, we don't get terribly hot thermometer wise here. We get about up to 85 right now, but that's with all the humidity. And then we get a low of about 75. Yeah, fluctuate about 10 degrees. That's right. But again, because it's dropped down, that means it's now at 100% humidity overnight. And we have water everywhere. That's about 30 for a high, 22-ish for a low, I believe.
That's not bad, actually. That's pleasant.
Yeah. Well, it would be if not for the water in the air.
That kills you then.
Yeah.
See, Liv gets me. Thank you, Liv.
I'm in there too because my blood is thinned out. Where if it's 55, it's like, okay, where's my hoodie or where's a
Some
sweatshirt or
insulation, right?
sweater?
Yeah, we need something.
During the winter, the absolute coldest we'll get is about 15 Fahrenheit, about minus 4 or 5 Celsius. And that's like 2 days max. We'll have that. Most time we'll be up where cold, but about 40 degrees Fahrenheit, positive 5 Celsius. Not terrible. And about 50, I'm already in shorts and sweating.
For easy
I'd
conversion,
probably
minus
honestly
40,
do better.
That is true. Minus 40 is minus 40, but the problem is that every number beyond that gets challenging because minus 20, which is typical for nighttime where I am in the winter, is then minus 4. So I don't know how you go from minus 40 to minus 40 being equal to minus 20. Half of that is now, at 10 times different multiplier.
You know what would be cool? If Atlassian made us take these tests in extreme weather conditions. That would really challenge you. Like, how well do you know Jira when your environment is like chaotic?
Ree, are you listening? Because this is what we need to do for the expert level.
I think Alex volunteered to be the first guinea pig on it.
Yes.
I will
Talk about
supply the heat for Alex.
No,
So
Alex gets to do
Jimmy,
it
you
out
can-
in the
you
middle of
can
a
do extreme
thunderstorm.
Yeah,
No, but
Alex
talk
gets
about
to do
like
it
a
in a
show like-
thunderstorm.
No, like it's like Survivor, but like Jira edition. And the
Yeah,
only way
Sarah's
to get
kind of
on the
right.
island
We
is
need to
if-
rename the episode to Let's Talk Weather.
No, but seriously, like we could like literally do this thing where like you're competing, And like the only way to succeed, like you gotta face these environments. Because like think about how skilled you must be to be able to have it as like muscle memory, right? So that you could be reacting to external factors, but not lose your focus on that Jira element aspect of your life.
I mean, if I've done disaster recovery for Jira, this should be just par for the course.
True.
All right, read here.
Marie's got a really good one.
Okay, to be real life, you should take the exam while being on a Zoom and receiving 10 Slack/team messages.
There we
All
go.
which say Jira is down.
Jira's down.
But Jira is not,
That
in fact,
is-
down. It's just, it's a different problem, and you have to figure that out. And that should be the expert level exam, but just for Alex.
You know you want the challenge. You'll do it too.
You know, you're not wrong.
Sean
And I
over here
hate
with the
that
aches
you're
and
not
pains of
wrong.
life.
Are we turning this into a like submission to Team 25 at this point? Is the
So
Disaster of
you really want
admin.
to be a Jira admin.
yes.
Well,
I
you
mean,
know, it's got just as much of a probability as any of our previous submissions that, you know, up and died.
Well,
14.
that's fair.
Oh. So,
See, we need to do like the survivor's guide to Jira. That's what I gotta. That's a video I gotta do.
I mean,
Can you imagine?
yes.
That's like what was that guy? The Crocky guy, Steve Irwin style. Like
The Crocodile Hunter?
it'd be so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
Steve
it'd be so
Irwin, the
pro-
crocodile
Yeah,
hunter.
yeah, that guy. It would be so appropriate because you're like out in the outback. We're out here in the homes of Jira, where it was created.
Well, you know, Bindy's taken up the
mantle.
Mantle. Yes, thank you.
A Jira admin's guide to the galaxy.
Ooh, I like that title.
Sarah, are you laying claim to that, or is that available to steal?
Well, I like her second submission too. So
That's a follow-up.
okay.
So she just needs to have a whole series of books. The first one, and then this follow-up. Because you know Atlassian is going to change.
I
Saga.
like this.
Her saga. That'd be an interesting like space explorer who relies on Jira
Oh God.
to be able to like get off. The
Ree
island
just
and
hurt
come
me.
back.
Physically.
That. Why you got to do that?
42 steps in a workflow? Ugh.
Oh, Liz.
Jurassic Park.
Oh, that one's good.
All right,
like how
everyone
this
pay attention because we need to submit all of these for Team 25.
See, that's the problem, though, is the submission process is so extensive now. It's a, do I really want to submit this many submissions when I have to fill in so many things on the form?
I mean, there's that, but there's also just the sheer competition. I was told some stats for last year, Team 24, and for the 60 slots they had available, they had 600 submissions, which means they have to turn away 90% of them just on the math alone.
Yep.
Yeah. And
I
that was
don't
something
like
where
them odds.
it's like my kid has a better chance of going to Harvard than I do of getting my submission accepted.
I mean, we joke, but that's the
Hey.
truth of it.
Fun fact: I got a job at Google, and statistically, you have a better chance of getting into Harvard than getting a job at Google. So I was like, shoot, I should start applying to Harvard now.
So submit more to skew them.
That doesn't always work. I have been on the judging panel for it, and I have seen, I don't even remember, there were solution partners who literally just sort of spammed a whole bunch of them, and that did not help when they have the access to see who's submitting it. That if they can tell that all you're doing is trying to skew the numbers, they're going to lump them all together and call it one submission. So
That's why you got to have many personas. You got Jim. Do you know how hard it is to find you on LinkedIn, Jim?
really, is that hard?
I didn't think so. I mean, I know Jimmy. We talked about it not too long ago because for some reason we weren't actually connected on LinkedIn.
Yeah, I find that happens a lot, and I don't know how it happens that I'm not connected with people that I interact with regularly, but yeah, it does.
You also need to use aliases. I mean, that only gets you so far, Sean.
Yeah,
It does.
And
Only-
Sean
But you gotta
Sean
be
should know
good.
better because he's gotten caught. So I'm not counting the aliases. They will find out. I mean, they have extremely good vetters over at Atlassian. So
Well, we can't give them our secrets because then they're gonna know.
But that's what we do. We're content creators. We always give away our secrets.
Except if you're Jimmy, because apparently you can't.
I'll give away my secret. My secret to making a submission is do something that's tailored towards the community. And then when it gets rejected at the Atlassian judging panel, someone on the community team will reach out to me and tell me that they want me to present it from one of their slots that they have available.
I mean, Alex, you should know that secret.
That's how I got on the stage.
I mean, not only that's how you got on the stage, but that's also how we did the big Atlassian creator panel.
Yep.
That one was so much fun to put together.
Yes.
I don't know if I want to put together another one next year, but I'm debating it.
See, the ultimate goal though is to be on stage with like Anu and them.
Can get on the stage but can't take a test. That's a great quote right there.
I mean, it's different on a stage. It is. And the leader panel. John's sitting here saying the Expo Hall talks don't count, and I'm sorry, I have to disagree.
Sean's just jealous because he's never been on one.
I don't
See,
know,
did it
has
hate?
he?
Not for Jira or for Atlassian. By the way, can I ask you guys a very personal, serious question?
Yes.
No.
Am I the only one that cringes when you call it Jira?
No, you aren't.
Okay, great.
Hmm.
it is a little bit nails on a chalkboard, to use a Gen X reference, at least for me. So
I was on a call today, and the guy kept calling it Jira, and like, have you guys ever seen the internship, the movie for Google?
No,
Where
I
he's like,
haven't.
there's a scene
No.
where he's like, Vince Vaughn's explaining how Instagram works, and he's like, you put it on the line, and the guy's like, online, and he's like, no, you put it on the line. He's like, online, right? So the guy, every time he's saying Jira, I was like, Jira, and he's like, Jira, I'm like, Jira. Like, my manager had to tell me like, stop it, and I'm like, it's Jira, not Jira.
I'd say I'd put that in the same boat as people who refer to individual tickets as Jiras.
That one's bad. There was someone last week who had a horrible pronunciation of something. It was driving me up the wall, and I can't remember what it is now because I think I've blocked it.
Wait, so Jimmy, you've been in this community really long. What is your biggest Jira pet peeve?
And we're not getting to the quick Quizlet yet.
What? That wasn't on there, was it? Alex didn't read the script.
yeah,
Is it on there?
I will neither confirm nor deny. I'll just get on to Alex again.
I won't answer the question right now then. How about that?
Well,
But
before we get
no.
to the quick Quizlet, should we give away the free certification voucher we have?
I think we should. But what I need is people. I'm sorry, Matt Dorr just triggered me.
Atlassian.
Who does that? Somebody that we know does that.
I don't remember.
That was Trudy, wasn't it? Like a couple weeks ago on our
Yeah, I
show.
think it was. Yeah, I think remember. Yeah.
Yeah. So, back on topic now that I've been triggered.
Yeah, this is not on topic because the weather was perfect topic.
We've got a code to give away. So what I need everyone to do is put in, Jimmy, pick out a word for me to put in chat.
Applesauce. London.
Bamboo.
Good one.
The plant or the product?
Yes.
You tell me.
So everyone who wants a shot at this, put bamboo in the chat. We'll get you loaded up into the randomizer.
Thank you, Sarah. I did go retro on that. I could have pulled out either Crucible or Fisheye, but Bamboo's the one that I like the most.
Crucible and Fisheye make me sad.
No, what makes me sad is Stride. Pulling that name out.
Hip chat. Just include that in there too.
Greenhopper, Source Tree. Yep, all good.
I think I did a post because Alex was complaining about some feature being locked to cloud premium, and I just start listing off all the defunct products that Atlassian has put off to the side. I'm not sure I would consider Stash, Chris, because technically it still does live on as Bitbucket Data Center.
Greenhopper
Do we
still
got
lives.
any other bamboos?
Let's
But
see.
then-
There's Sarah. There's Chris Rogers. There's Liz Tanner.
All right.
Only three
Someone
people.
is-
Oh,
only
Matt's in
three.
there too.
Yeah, where's the spinner? You're not putting the. Oh, you're typing it up.
Yeah, I'm typing up. That's what we got to do. We got to get people in here first.
So focus, man. You need 2 hands.
Do I, though?
I hope you do, because if you're gonna be picking me up tonight, I hope I'm not going home with an alien.
I didn't want to do that yet.
Hey, but seriously, while you're doing that, what is the probability that I get stuck in Atlanta?
I mean, if you
you want me to get a
seriously
D20
have
and
10
roll it?
minutes,
I got 10 minutes,
No.
but that's when the plane lands, and I still gotta get off the damn thing.
I'm pretty sure you're going to have to reschedule your flight once you land.
This is the last flight out of Atlanta to go to California.
I mean, I think there's not too many flights after 11 p.m., so...
Well, this flight's supposed to depart at 9:39, and there's no more other ones. And I don't want to go to LA or LAX or LAX.
I don't think no one really wants to go. I'm going to call it. I think that's all the bamboos we're going to get right now.
Yeah.
So we got our spinner here.
25% chance to win.
I don't like the odds. Hold the door.
Hold the door. All right, Matt, you got a
Congratulations,
last minute entry there, and you got the code. We'll be talking to you probably on the community leader Slack after the show.
You know, I'm feeling a little generous. I mean, do you think we should give away one more?
I do.
33% chance now.
Yep. All right.
Who else has got one? Good luck. And Sarah.
All right, Sarah.
The right way.
Oh, man.
All right.
Sorry, guys. I
so
gotta somehow stay awake until 2 a.m. So, assuming I do get on a plane home, I don't get home until like 2 a.m. Eastern time. So,
planes are for sleeping.
dude, the last time I took a direct flight out of using JetBlue here is a 6-hour flight, and I was all the way in the back, and the lady behind me decided to comadrearla with the lady next door to her the whole friggin' 6 hours. It was the longest, loudest flight of my life.
I once hurdled a baby in a carrier on the floor.
I got this. I only have to go from gate 33 to 19 in 0 to like 60 seconds.
Where's your seat at?
I'm in the back.
That's the problem. That's the real problem here, Alex.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have them see if they can check in my luggage. No, but that's even worse because then the luggage is definitely not gonna make it. I'm screwed. Ronnie, just get your truck ready.
I mean, it's already ready already. But no, we've got the
Thank you, Sarah.
codes giveaway. Thank you, Sarah, for joining in. Congratulations, Matt. Now we get to the quick Quizlet for Jimmy.
All right. I'm ready.
You know how this works by now, so we're just going to get into it. First question is glass half full or half empty?
Half full.
Half full?
Half full.
That's fair.
I always have hope. It always gets shut down, but I always have hope.
All right, second question. And thank you, Alex. What's your Jira pet peeve?
Team managed projects.
Yes,
I have a whole video on why. Actually, no. The question is, why do they exist? And I have had many conversations with Atlassian about the fact that up until recently, you couldn't even do a cloud migration of from cloud site to cloud site. So, when we acquired a company, we had to convert them to company managed projects and lose a whole bunch of the data that was there and then move them over. And then they stayed as company managed projects because why would we put them back to have that problem in the future again?
I know, right?
Yeah.
Also, up until I don't know how recently, but originally you couldn't even put them in the jars either.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes, Chris is absolutely right.
Friends don't let friends create team managed projects.
That needs to be on a
That needs to be a t-shirt.
That should be a t-shirt.
And that is why there's that global permission. Although, I've just heard so much bile on team managed projects from Alex's videos and this show that sometimes I'm like, maybe it has its place.
Where?
It's
It's a very, very small place, but it has its place.
The only time I could see it is if you don't have a Jira admin, and you're going to have bigger problems down the line as you continue to grow if you don't have a Jira admin.
So what I have encountered is there are two types of people who want a team managed project. There are those who think that they want to do the admin work themselves until they start doing it and they realize how much work it is, and then they want me to just manage the project anyway, at which point I don't want a team managed project because that just is more of a headache than a company managed one. Or it's the people who think that they're going to help you by not having to ask you for as many things until they realize how many things just can't be done that they need you to do anyways. So it's just you might as well just have company managed projects.
All right. So
And
question number 3.
You lose data, right? If the fields, I'm assuming if the fields don't match up exactly.
I'll just say you can lose data. Yes.
Let's go ahead and
But I
move
think
on
on that
because
part,
we
it's
get
actually
expanded the
getting
rest of
better.
the. Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta
Well,
go
that
catch
part's
a flight,
actually
so-
getting better because
It is getting better,
projects
yes.
can use any custom field that's a global context.
But that wasn't always the case, and that was again one of
That's
the
true.
problems.
It's a new thing.
Yeah.
But that doesn't explain my problem though, because I already have an existing field and it's not a global field, and the data's in there. So how do I make sure that data makes into the global field? Or can you promote
Painfully.
the team managed
How about
field?
this? Painfully. That's
Painfully.
yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say
All
I'm
right,
gonna have to
so-
agree painfully there.
Next question, and this
Yeah.
one's important to do while we still have Alex. Do you consider a taco a sandwich?
Oh, no.
Yes. See,
No.
Choose your words
No.
carefully, though.
just to get on Alex's good side, isn't it?
No, I would the
What
same
if
way
we
I would
dropped
not
Alex?
consider a hot dog
What
a
if
sandwich
Alex
either.
had to go? What if Alex had to go right now? And you could give your answer. You could give your real answer.
So both a taco and a hot dog are not a sandwich. And that is my hot take on that. If that lines up with Alex, hey, I guess we've got something in common.
I think that started out as a question I did to get Alex motivated to stick through a 24-hour live stream. All right. So next question, and this one specifically for you, Jimmy.
Okay.
Who is your favorite Power Ranger?
Green Ranger, 100%. There's a reason that helmet's that side.
Which Green Ranger?
Oh, original Green Ranger, the only Green Ranger.
The one right there, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to ask these questions.
No, it's fair. It's a fair question, but yes, no, there is only that's the only answer.
I'm gonna go determine my fate. Rodney, I'll text you.
All right.
Good luck. Should always be the
Okay.
Pink Ranger. I mean, the Pink Ranger's good.
Dude, who had a crush on the Pink Ranger? Kimberly for
Kids
life,
in the
man.
90s.
Yep.
Raise your hands. All right. Last one, Jimmy. What should be the final status in a workflow? Closed or done?
I'll say this much. One or the other, not both. Yes, I have been asked to do both.
I'll take that answer. I'll
Yep.
take that answer. All right. So that is the quick Quizlet for this week. And I believe that is the show, considering we're about to be minus an Alex.
Well, thank you guys for having me on. I really appreciated being here. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Why
Come
don't you
back
tell everyone where
anytime.
they can find you online, or Jimmy?
At Jimmy Talks Jira, you can find me on Twitter/X, as well as YouTube. A lot of the stuff I do is either the monthly roundup and the online community. There's a video version you'll find there, and then the live learnings. Both of those come out once a month. And then on Twitter, you'll see the weekly Wednesday, which is a post that goes in the online community as well. So those are sort of the things that you can find me as it relates to all things Atlassian.
All right. Well, we want to thank everyone in the chat who showed up today. We also want to thank Sean, Lacey, Sharon, Ed, Stu, and Andy for their continued support of the Jira Life. And remember, as always, we didn't choose the Jira Life. Jira Life chose us. Thank you.
Thank you for listening to the Jira Life. Our hosts are Alex, Dr. Jira Ortiz, and Rodney, the Jira Guy, Nissen. You can find Alex on YouTube at 8Tech Tutorials, and Rodney's blog is found over at thejiraguy.com. Our producers are Robert King Bob Wen and Lina Ortiz. You can catch us live as we record this podcast every Thursday at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern on YouTube at The Jira Life. Be sure to join us and our other Jira Amigos of the Peanut Gallery every week to ask your questions, let us know your comments, and just tell us what you're up to. But if you can't join us live, you can still catch the replay over on YouTube. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell while you're watching. We're also available as a podcast over on Apple iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. If you listen to it and think it deserves a rating, we would very much appreciate it, as it will help others discover the Jira Life. Because we didn't choose the Jira Life. The Jira Life chose us.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Do you guys need anything more from me?
No.
Okay.
We're just going to have a quick